Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here on my channel. So this video is going to be a tribute video and remembrance video, I guess you want to call it too, of a former baseball player, unfortunately, that passed about 3 days ago. I know it's a little bit late and stuff, but they usually say, better late than never. But on December 20th, 2024, I was looking on Facebook and I saw something on there where it said it was actually in a Orioles group where somebody had posted something and said, "Please, this is not true. Don't tell me this is something about this person that was going on." And when I read it, I was like, oh my God, I hope this is not true." And somebody said that former baseball player Rickey Henderson had passed away, and nothing really came up, but I Googled it, and then I saw like a post from Dave Winfield, a former baseball player, and I believe a teammate as well too. I I believe he was. Yeah, he was, and he posted and said, "I can't believe this has happened," and I just thought for sure it was not right or whatever, because sometimes there are people that will post that kind of stuff and they call it a hoax and all that. So, and it, unfortunately, TMZ posted and MLB, and they had posted that former baseball player Rickey Henderson has passed away at the age of 65. And I was not really thrilled to hear that. I mean, I was pretty upset, unfortunately, and I was a little bit upset yesterday to see the Baseball Hall of Fame like put a little thing of flowers like on the top of his Hall of Fame plaque, which I thought was very nice of them to do that. So, from what I heard, he had an pneumonia. From what I heard, from what TMZ posted, I looked it up on Wikipedia as well too, and unfortunately, it seems like that's what it was. Rickey Henderson played from 1979 to 2023, a 25 year career for this man. Played for a lot of teams. He is most known for playing for the Oakland Athletics. Now, even though the team is no longer considered the Oakland Athletics now, they're just called the Athletics as it is. And the question is like where they're basically going to play and stuff, like where their location is going to be, like if they're going to go to Las Vegas or whatever they're going to do. And of course, me, I really think that they should stay in Oakland, and just leave it as it is. I mean, same like with the Raiders, but the Raiders moved to Las Vegas, and so far it's been working out pretty well for them. But the Oakland Athletics, have been around for at least a really good while. From on here, I mean, pretty much it was 1901 when they established as a franchise. They were the Philadelphia Athletics. That's when they started. And then after that, they left and became the Kansas City Athletics, I think, on here. And then 1968, they became Oakland, the Oakland Athletics. So from 1968 to 2024. And says they relocated to West Sacramento, California, and became the Athletics. So pretty much that's as it is. And like I said, so we just don't know like what it's going to be. Like if they're going to stay in California, or if they're going to stay in Oakland, or go to a different part and become maybe the Sacramento Athletics, which I'll be totally fine with. I mean, I think really they should stay in Oakland, or stay in yeah. And pretty much what it says on here, there's a ballpark called Suter Health Park, and known as Raleigh Field from 2000 to 2019. And supposedly it looks like that's going to be the home of the Athletics. So it looks like they will stay in California from what I read on here. Okay, so But there was rumor that they could move to Las Vegas, like in 2026 or 27, one of them years, something like that. But anyway, we're not really talking about the Oakland Athletics. We're talking about Rickey Henderson. I mean, I know I kind of took off because of him playing for the Oakland Athletics. So anyway, he played for them from 1979 to 1984. Then played for the New York Yankees from 1985 to 1989, and returned to the Oakland Athletics in the 1989 season and stuck with them until 1993, and then got traded to the Toronto Blue Jays and won a World Series ring with them. He also won a World Series ring with the Athletics in 1989, forgot to mention. Then returned to the Athletics in 1994 to 95, the San Diego Padres 1996 to 1997, and the Anaheim Angels in 1997. Then returned to the Oakland Athletics again in 1998. The New York Mets 1999-2000, and the Seattle Mariners in 2000. The San Diego Padres again in 2001, the Boston Red Sox in 2002, and the Los Angeles Dodgers in 2003. So pretty much he ended his career in California. He was born in Chicago, Illinois, never played for the White Sox, but it doesn't matter. You can be born like in any kind of state or even Canada or whatever country, and you can play for a team and have a great career. But really, he had a really good career for a good amount of teams. I mean, the Oakland Athletics is definitely the team that I remember him with, and he is inducted to the Hall of Fame with a Oakland Athletics cap. The Yankees, he had a good season with them too, but the one thing that he is known for is his record for the career stolen bases, a record that was held by Lou Brock. It was 938, something like that. And yeah, he now has a career of 1,406 career stolen bases. And Lou Brock, once again, had a record of 937, I think it was, and Henderson set it at 938. And he set the record when he slid safely into third base in a game in 1990 or 91, whatever year it was. I don't know if it says on here what year that was when he did that. I'm pretty sure it was around that time of year, like whenever it was. It was 1991, so that's pretty much how it was. And when I was watching the highlight of it, and he ended the speech by saying, "I am the greatest." And truly, he is one of the greatest. I mean, nothing against Lou Brock. I mean, well, he was also a great baseball player too, and he's one of the greatest. I mean, I know there are some people, unfortunately, that have their opinions about Rickey Henderson. I've seen people that say stuff about him, but people need to keep their opinions to themselves. If you have something against a person, again, do not say anything. Just keep your mouth shut. And I've seen people over the years, say stuff. I mean, I never saw Rickey Henderson play at Camden Yards because I've seen many games there, and I don't think I ever went to a game when we played Oakland or the Anaheim Angels in '97, but we did actually play the New York Mets. I believe it was in 1999, and I saw a YouTube video and it was posted. The Mets wound up beating the Orioles because this is around the time when the Orioles had their losing seasons from 1998 to 2012. But they had some memorable games too around them years as well. And I can't remember if I have to watch the video again if Rickey Henderson had a home run or whatever. But as I said, all the teams that he played for, he also was a coach in 2007 with the Mets. He never was a manager or anything like that, but I'm sure he was a coach to his kids or anything like that. I'm really not sure, like if he, had children. I mean, I think he had like a daughter, pretty much, but he had 3 children, but he like I said, is best known to me for playing for the Oakland Athletics. for playing either left field or center field or even right field. I'm sure he played, but he mostly was a left fielder, as it says. And I've seen, his swing. He had like a batting stance where he just basically like crouched down and stuff, and would hit the ball, whether it be a home run or single or whatever, then get on base and steal the bases. He finished his career with a 279 career average, 3,055 hits, and usually when you get 3,000 hits, you're an automatic lock-in to the Hall of Fame because it's like one of the biggest accomplishments in baseball. Of course, when Pete Rose, got his like 4,000th career hit, or the one to break Ty Cobb's record, and he is still not in the Hall of Fame, but he probably will be eventually. Henderson also had 297 career home runs, 1,115 runs batted in, or RBIs, and 1,406 career total bases, and 2,295 career runs. And yes, like I said, he also did win a World Series ring in '93 with the Toronto Blue Jays and the Oakland Athletics in 1989 when they beat the Giants. I believe the Athletics beat. A 10-time All-Star in 1980 and 1982 to 1988 and 1990 and 1991. Probably should have been an All-Star at least a few more times, but he also won the American League MVP award in 1990. He also was the ALCS MVP for 1989. He won a Gold Glove in 1981. He won 3 Silver Slugger awards and 12-time American League stolen base leader from 80 to 86 and 88 to 91 and 1998. Yep. And he has his number 24 retired by the Athletics and a member of the Athletics Hall of Fame. And for records, 1,406 career stolen bases is a record which will probably never be broken, because most people stealing bases, the most they'll get is about 40 or 50. Henderson stole at least 70, 80, 90, or even 100 bases. I think he stole way more than that a lot of times. Of course, that was back in the days with the Athletics in the early 80s. Then when he came to New York, he did the same thing too. And then when he broke the record, but he still stole bases later in the year, and he did steal a base with the Dodgers. Like I said, he ended his career with them. And also 2,295 career runs and 130 stolen bases in a single season, which is a record. And those records, once again, will probably never be broken, because there are a bunch of records too, in baseball still that are not broken, that may not be broken. And Henderson was inducted to the Baseball Hall of Fame in 2009 when he received 94.8% of votes on the first ballot, which I think is really good, but I thought he'd get a little bit more than that. I thought he would get at least 96 or something. 100%, that wasn't really well, it could have been a possibility as well too, but still, yeah. But yeah, I never did, see him play at Camden Yards. I wish that I could have. I know I went to so many games over the years, and he wound up retiring after the 2003 season. And then 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, you have to stay 5 years out of baseball. And then once you do, and then you're up for eligibility after that, and there you go. And once again, he was inducted as an Athletic to the Hall of Fame, even though he had a good career with the Yankees and did win a World Series ring with the Blue Jays, but he only played just a little bit of that season. But he was with a bunch of other people in the squad in '93, with people like Joe Carter, Paul Molitor, John Olerud, pitchers like Juan Guzman and Pat Henkin, and I believe Dave Stewart, who was a teammate of his, was also on that roster too for the '93 Toronto Blue Jays, if I can just look that up. And yeah, just looking at stuff on here, it might say when they acquired Rickey Henderson, how they got him in the trade. It's not really actually, wait a minute, they acquired him on July 31st, 1993, from the Oakland Athletics for Steve Carsey and a player to be named later. It wound up being Jose Herrera on August 6, 1993. And yes, Roberto Alomar was also a member of that roster. And that roster was pretty much stacked on there. I mean, they had a lot of big names on there. Sorry, I was just looking at something on my phone that popped up. I'm sorry. But, yeah, all these people on there. I mean, like Paul Molitor, who had 211 hits. John Olerud had 200. Roberto Alomar had 192. And Rickey Henderson, who came like later, well, he had just 35 hits in 44 games with the Blue Jays. The other stats that he had with the Athletics, I don't really remember exactly. He probably had like about, I don't think he had like 200 hits, and I don't know if he ever had like 200 some career hits in his career. I mean, I don't think he ever did. But yeah, and as for the rotation, they had Juan Guzman, Pat Hankin, Todd Stottlemyre, Dave Stewart, and Jack Morris. A lot of people on there, and then a young Al Leiter who was coming up in the system as well, or like pretty much going to be like a future starter. A few others, Dwayne Ward, who wound up being the closer after Tom Hankey wound up going to the Texas Rangers, I believe. Mark Eichhorn and Mike Timlin, two people that actually pitched for the Orioles. And of course, the Blue Jays wound up winning the World Series by defeating the Philadelphia Phillies, and I don't remember how many games, but Joe Carter hit that walk-off home run to give the Toronto Blue Jays the win, which actually is a memorable World Series, you know, Joe Carter hitting the walk-off home run, even though I'm not a Toronto Blue Jays fan, but yeah. But back to 1989, when the Athletics won the World Series over the Giants, and I also believe that was the year when they had that earthquake. I think it was Game 4 of the World Series, or one of them exactly, and they had to like pretty much stop that. And of course, Rickey Henderson was a beast, because I was watching the highlights of what happened in that 1989 World Series. But yeah, but I've seen his career, over the years. I played a lot of baseball games as well too, like on various systems, like either PlayStation 2, or PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, either one, or even the Xbox 360, or Xbox One system. It doesn't really matter. But I played like many games, and he'd be like in the game as well too, like for whatever team. But MLB The Show, the game that I usually play a lot of times, he was introduced in MLB The Show 19 when he was like pretty much described as a new legend. Yeah, at that time, they never really had Rickey Henderson in the game until they announced it, and people were pretty excited about that. Then they also had him in other games like MLB The Show 20, MLB The Show 21, MLB The Show 22, MLB The Show 23, and the current one, MLB The Show 24. And a lot of times, I don't really use Rickey Henderson on my roster. I mean, I do like either events games, or sometimes I'll put him on there. But and yeah, he wasn't really known like for power. Like a lot of times, I think the most he hit was like maybe 20 or 23 home runs in a season. But yeah, he definitely had a really great career, and like I said, he goes down as one of the best leadoff hitters, as they say. And he also was nicknamed the Man of Steel, not like how it is for Superman, but it's actually STEAL, like stealing, stealing bases. And I think that's a really nice nickname to put it as. I mean, yeah, I never met him either, because I have met baseball players, like Cal Ripken, of course, being one of them, but Rickey Henderson mostly, I think, was like on the West Coast, for his stuff that he did. But I'm sure he like did stuff in Maryland as well too. I mean, I'm sure people have always, asked him for autographs, like when I'm sure when the Athletics played the Orioles many times at Camden Yards, or if he was on a other team or whatever, I'm pretty sure, there's fans that have always asked him for an autograph. But, and again, I consider him one of the greatest, definitely. If they had a list of probably the greatest, the 100 greatest MLB players or anything, he would definitely be on the list for sure. I mean, yeah. It's just very sad, unfortunately, for that to happen, because recently, around the month of August or September, one of them, the Oakland Athletics were playing a game, and it was supposedly their last game at the Oakland Coliseum, and I didn't really see it, but I saw Rickey Henderson was at the plate, and his daughter threw the ball or whatever, threw out the first pitch pretty much. But Rickey Henderson played with many very memorable players over the years, whether it was the Oakland Athletics. He had teammates like Mark McGwire, Jose Canseco, Dave Henderson, rest in peace, Harold Baines, Carney Lansford, Mike Bordick, Terry Steinbach, Mike Gallego. A lot of players that I remember for the Oakland Athletics. I've seen them over the years, and that's pretty much all them players that I know for Oakland. I know there's more, because I know later in the years, I think when he was with him in 1998, Jason Giambi was coming around. He was a rookie. I think 96 or 97 he started out, but Rickey didn't return to Oakland until 98. But and the pitchers as well too. I don't really remember some of them. I think Todd Stottlemyre pitched for Oakland, but still, after he left Oakland after 98, and he played for the other teams, as I mentioned, he was a teammate of Dave Winfield on the Yankees, and I think Don Mattingly was a teammate of him, and I think Willie Randolph as well. Of course, this is in the 80s and stuff. Even though I'm not really a big Yankees fan, but a lot of people, saying tributes to him as well, too, either writing on Twitter or Facebook or whatever, posting, a lot of stuff, and telling about, what a great career he had and wonderful guy he was too, because a lot of people said, he was a great friend. And also Dennis Eckersley, a guy I can't forget, that wrote something yesterday that made me a little emotional, because they were hugging. It was probably during their 1989 World Series victory, and Dennis Eckersley, said that he was his friend and a great person and stuff, and rightfully so. Never a baseball player that got in trouble for anything too. Never got in trouble for steroids or anything else. I never seen him get ejected. I'm sure there were times that he argued with an umpire or whoever, or a player, if he got hit by a pitch, and he would say something to him or whatever, but I never seen him get ejected. I think he got ejected very little in his career. But not really an underrated player, but I think for his batting, I think he's a little bit underrated for that, because he had a really good swing, and his fielding, was really good too. He did win a Gold Glove, I think, or did he win more than that? He won one in 1981, but still, and he's not an overrated player either. A lot of people will probably say, oh yeah, he's overrated, the stolen base record is overrated or anything like that, but that's their opinion to say that. But like I said, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all. But yeah. And I never owned any jerseys of him either. I've seen, many jerseys of him, and of course, I once again think that he's best known for playing for the Oakland Athletics. Even though it was an all-star a bunch of times too with the Yankees, but he won 2 World Series rings with the Athletics and the Blue Jays, and he set a lot of records pretty much for what he did. Yep. But my thoughts and prayers go out to his entire family, to his wife and his 3 children as well, and the teammates, that played for him too, everybody that sent, well wishes and thoughts and prayers and stuff, and the wonderful tributes as well. Yep. And like I said, for the Athletics as well too, So it looks like they will pretty much stay in California, but not in Oakland. They will pretty much like play in Sacramento, for what is said about them. But and they'll probably like have patches like on their uniforms, like on their sleeves. They'll probably have like a 24 patch, or I would think that they would do that, even though they won't be playing in the Coliseum anymore, the stadium, the Oakland Alameda Coliseum, or whatever, the stadium that the Oakland Athletics played at for many, many years. They, really should, stay there. They should, like, be nice if they named it, like, Rickey Henderson Field or something, but I'm pretty sure they'll do that kind of stuff, But, yeah. Well, that's pretty much about it, I think. I mean, I've said, a good amount about him. I mean, and like I said, with him being an all-star many times, never won an all-star game MVP or anything like that. I mean, just stuff, just basically I think I covered and stuff. I just wanted to do this video, express or tell, stuff I remember about Rickey Henderson, because I'm a huge baseball fan. And, yeah. Well, I think I'm going to wrap this up now. So, thanks everybody for joining in. Rest in peace, Rickey Henderson. And thank you again, everybody, for watching and joining in for this video. Alright, so like, comment, and subscribe. Not a bad thing, a good thing. And you all take care. And thank you again for watching.